Welcome, sentient beings from all known universes and beyond. It's time to activate your cranial downlinks and prepare to receive a raft of discussion on a cosmic ocean of science fiction and fantasy topics, interviews with local area genre devotees, and insightful prognostication by our soothsayers of science fiction, our forecasters of fantasy, and any other beings that happen to get caught in our gravity well. This is the Galactic Driftwood Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Galactic Driftwood Podcast. I am Bill.
I am Linda.
I'm Charles.
Hey, I'm Seth.
I am Chris.
Well, we got three of the five of us to follow the. It's kind of like herding cats on this show sometimes.
I am Seth.
There you go. Too late, Seth. Too late.
So this show, we're going to be talking about some of the interesting new series that are out now. On Amazon Prime, there's a couple of cool new sci-fi series that are out. We've also got Stranger Things on Netflix coming back. We'll check out some of these trailers here, and we've got a couple of movies. Chris has seen the Batman movie. We'll talk about that. We also want to talk about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Marvel Studios in the multiverse kind of a thing. So I guess let's kick it off. Let's start with these two new series that are now airing on Amazon Prime. So I'm going to show a preview here for Night Sky. This one looks really cool to me. It's an elderly couple, and apparently they have some sort of a chamber in a shed on their property where they go to and they can see these vistas of other worlds or something. So it's got J.K. Simmons in it, who I love in everything I've seen him in. So
J.K. Simmons is great.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. Let's watch this.
I have something to tell you. And you're very lucky, because I've never told anyone this in my whole life.
You ready to make history?
You say that every time. I get it's a heck of a view.
Oh, it's more than that.
Maybe it's time we finally tell somebody else.
Hey, Grandpa. I think you two should consider moving out of the house.
That's what you're worried about?
One of your neighbors saw you pushing Nana around in the middle of the night.
But I think they're hiding something in that shed.
There's a reason. We were the ones who found this. This is our riddle to solve. Who are you?
Do you think he's some kind of alien? He could be dangerous.
I think I know how to find him.
Take care of this.
I need to see where all this leads, Franklin, and I want you there with me.
You're always looking for an answer to life's great mystery. I found mine here in this house with you.
They control everything. It's just a way to protect the secret. There's more of those, by the way. A lot more.
All right. So, yeah. What do you think of that?
I like.
That looks pretty interesting.
So
That's what I was
underground portal transport type device to other planets.
Yes, apparently. And it's like
Interesting.
they go down into this chamber that's apparently buried underneath a shed in the backyard, and they've got, it looks like, if for those that may not have seen the trailer with us here and just listening to the audio, it's like they have a couple of comfortable recliners or something that just sit and a table there where they can just sit and have cocktails, and then they stare out of this vista, maybe I don't know, the equivalent of a view screen. It's hard to tell.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, and they can sit and look at these vistas, otherworldly vistas, and I'm assuming that it's more than just the ability to view these vistas, but that they can actually maybe possibly step through and visit them, and then
it said make history, so it'd be interact.
yeah, and we see at one point she's kind of grabbing maybe something like a handle or something, and then all of a sudden there's some individual that's in her space with her, and we don't know if that's an alien or not. It appears to be human, but is it? We don't know. Yeah, so, and that's out. I think that said May 20th in the when that starts, so that may not actually be out yet, but it's coming soon. So that looks really interesting.
And that's on Prime.
Amazon Prime. Yep. And then the second one we're going to watch, the second trailer, is also on Amazon Prime. And I started watching the first episode of this. It looks very interesting. It's sort of a Western themed science fiction show, and currently out. You can watch episode 1 at least, and it's got who did I say was in it, Linda?
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Thanos
plays the lead. Yep, and he on his ranch. There's some sort of giant hole that leads into some sort of space-time portal, I guess.
Giant hole.
So let's go ahead and start that. This one is called Outer Range, and it is also on Amazon Prime. So here's what this one is.
This land, this family, it's always been kind of like a dream to me. I don't know, part of me, I guess, figured one day I'd wake up.
I'm looking for the Abbott Ranch.
Yeah, we're not a tourist ranch.
Come on, I was looking at camp. Only be a few days. Autumn.
Royal.
Glad to finally meet you.
Why are you here?
You see that? I've been drawing it for years, and now I see it all over the place here.
You stay away from her, you understand? And that goes for everyone.
I want that land.
Why?
There's something out there.
What is this, Royal?
I don't know what it is.
This will just be our little secret.
I want your West pasture because I want your West pasture.
My West.
You tell me.
Something's happening here. Something bigger than you and me. And the world's been waiting for something like this.
There'll be no strings to bind your hand.
You ever wonder if the world's not what you think it is? No law, no order, just chaos all the way down.
Hello.
Something is coming. Something is happening.
Just call me Angel of the Morning, Angel.
Please, can you quit it?
That looks
all right.
That looks really Stranger Things.
It does.
It does
And
a
in
little bit.
fact, one of the reviews I read of it compared it to Stranger Things, but they said it's definitely, while it may seem similar, it's definitely a different feel to it and definitely a different story. But yeah, and watching the first, I haven't seen the whole first episode yet because I didn't have time to watch it all. I started watching it just to kind of get a feel for it, and it's good. I like the acting in it from what I've seen, and
It's so funny. It's got some of the people from Yellowstone in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. So
Uh-huh.
I think the nice thing is Linda will probably like, because she's huge into Westerns. And I'll
I like
probably like it 'cause
Yellowstone.
I'm huge into science fiction. Excuse me. So looks very interesting. That started streaming on April 15th. So you can
it's
get out
already-
there and get that now.
Yeah, that actually looked pretty interesting. And I feel like I haven't seen Will Patton in forever. I don't know why. But
Because you didn't watch
Yeah, I
Yellowstone.
What's that, Linda?
He didn't watch Yellowstone.
I didn't. So,
All
right.
Shut up and watch Yellowstone. God.
Right. All right. Now, speaking of Stranger Things, Stranger Things season 4 is about to premiere on Netflix, and we actually have the trailer for that. And it's, to me, kind of striking how much older the kids have become. But I think it's been, 2 years since we've seen?
Nearly 3.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Nearly 3 years. So yeah, those kids are,
Grown up.
are just about full grown now. All right.
They're pulling the Harry Potter.
Yeah. All right. Let's check this one out. Here we go.
You've broken everything. Your suffering is almost at an end.
Dear Billy, I don't know if you can even hear this. Ever since you left, everything's been a total disaster. For a while, we tried to be happy. Normal. I know that's impossible.
Located you guys far from Hawkins because I thought you'd be safe. A war is coming. I'm afraid your friends in Hawkins are very much in the eye of the storm.
I don't have my powers.
I don't know how to say this other than just to say it. Without you, we can't win this war.
See you on the other side.
On the other side.
I was convinced I was put here for some other reason. Maybe I can still help, even if it's the last thing I do.
People say Hawkins is cursed. They're not way off.
It's time. You have lost.
Oop. Yeah. So now that we've seen the whole season,
No kidding.
There's lots to unpack there, and yeah, to that point, I hate when they kind of
Give you too much.
yeah, when they kind of overexpose what you can look forward to. It's
Right.
Kind of, there's a line that gets crossed often too much that there's sneak peek and the trailer, and then here's what you can expect in season 4.
Right. Right.
If you had any doubts about Hopper, here you go. If you had any doubts about 11 getting her powers back, here you go.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Come on. We all knew she was getting her powers back. That's how.
I mean, that's how it works. I know.
Yeah.
But for those that maybe weren't expecting it or haven't watched any series where someone loses their power and always gets it back when the time comes, but yeah. If you're worried about spoilers, maybe skip the trailer.
Which we just showed you.
Yeah, which we just showed you. So we usually are pretty good about the spoiler warning. I had not seen it yet. So I totally wasn't able to call that out, but it is what it is. But if you have your friends and they hate spoilers, tell them not to watch the trailer.
Well, they didn't share. What they didn't share, though, I don't think, was whether or not the mother senses the other side through Post-it notes this time. Is what I'm figuring.
Well,
that's my guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how. Like, this might not be too spoilery. We might have only seen scenes from the first 2 episodes.
That's
it depends
fair,
on
too.
how hard they're gonna go.
Yeah, this is true.
That's very true.
Well, I was glad to see some scenes of Hooper in there. Last time we saw him was at the end of season 3, and he was just in some Russian gulag.
Doesn't look like things have improved for him too much.
No, he's definitely not in a great place right now. So, but we won't really know what his situation is until we get into the series, which I'm looking forward to. Was that a Borg Queen cameo there from Picard near the end of the trailer? What was going on there?
Almost looked like it, didn't it?
Yeah.
God dang.
I'm going to take a wild guess. I'm wondering if that is. It's strange that they brought up what's his face, Billy, who gets killed in the first one. So I'm starting to wonder if he's not all dead.
Right.
You think that could be him?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that my guess is that might be Billy. We'll find out here in a few weeks, but that's my theory. I wonder if otherwise why bring in this scene? Apparently, I get he's gone. But we don't typically pay that kind of tribute to characters that have been gone. So why make the effort in season 4 to go
unless
back
they're going to have some prominent impact in the season.
So I'm wondering if this is the return of Billy and not the way they would have hoped.
Yeah, that could be a good call there. Well, on a positive note, at least Bill. Oh, go ahead, Seth. What's that?
He's just spent all this time in the down below or what?
The upside down.
The upside
down, and he's become twisted, and now he's the villain.
Yes, but on a positive note, he was not devoured by the Demogorgon.
That's really the goal in life, not to get devoured by the Demogorgon.
I don't care how you look at it; that cannot be a pleasant experience.
Either of them.
No, well, I suppose. But okay, well, here's the question then. Given the choice, being devoured by the Demogorgon or becoming the Borg Queen, what do you choose?
Borg Queen.
I'm gonna go with Borg Queen.
Yeah, Borg Queen. Why not?
I agree.
And speaking of the Borg Queen, we might just touch on Star Trek Picard a little bit. So we got we just saw episode 8. We got 2 episodes to go, and the Borg Queen, which has snuck her consciousness into Agnes Jurati, is exerting more control, and Jurati's becoming more Borg Queen, far more Borg Queen than Jurati, although there's still some influence there. And I don't know, Chris, if you've seen the preview trailer for episode 9 yet.
I haven't. I think I'm behind.
Okay.
1 episode. But yeah, I'm aware that the Borg Queen has kind of infiltrated her mind, and that's becoming very clear that's going on. But no, I haven't seen the trailer for the next one yet.
Okay, well, so if you haven't seen episode 8, you might want to go watch the Carbon Creek episode from Star Trek Enterprise first.
Star Trek Enterprise? Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they've been tying in. There was another
Yeah.
episode too, where Bill had me go back and watch The Watchers or whatever, which was in a previous Star Trek, one of the original series episodes.
Right. Yeah. So I can't remember. I think that was a season 2 episode, Carbon Creek. I can't remember the episode number. Maybe I want to say episode 2, season 2, but I could. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, watch that first.
Yeah, episode 2, season 2.
Yeah, we didn't know to watch that first, but then last night as we're watching episode 8, I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's such and such from Carbon Creek. And
the kid.
Apparently it is. So we're going to go back and rewatch that just to see. But yeah, so that's good. And yeah, it looks like we're coming up to an epic battle here pretty soon with the Borg Queen and Picard and his crew. So looking really forward to that. And of course, with just 2 episodes left in the season of Star Trek Picard, that means we're only 2 episodes away from the premiere of Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Yay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
So
Yet
we'll be able to pick
another
up on
reason
that.
to subscribe to Paramount Plus if you haven't already bitten the bullet. So
Oh, are you advertising?
well, you know, I gotta get my commission. You know.
We're gonna have to put we're gonna have to put a little tag up in our YouTube videos if you keep sponsoring
sponsored videos.
Right.
Yeah.
But only if they start paying us for sponsoring.
Right.
For promoting their content. Okay, so let's see. Seth, what should we go with next? Do we want to look at the Marvel Studios Doctor Strange in the Multiverse or Spidey?
Oh man. And I also put in, I forgot, the new trailer for Thor Love and Thunder came out, which is really exciting. Let's go with Multiverse of Madness.
All right, here we go. Strap in.
Every night, I dream the same dream. And then the nightmare begins. I did what I had to do to protect our world.
You cannot control everything, Strange. You opened the doorway between universes, and we don't know who or what will walk through it.
Wanda, what do you know about the multiverse?
Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
He was right.
I'm sorry, Stephen. Your desecration of reality will not go unpunished.
We should tell him the truth.
Things just got out of hand.
You break the rules. Look out! Become a hero. I do it, I become the enemy. It doesn't seem fair.
Okay, so May 6th. Yeah. Speaking of seeing the whole movie before you see the Yeah, the whole movie before you see the movie.
Oh, I don't think we've seen much from there. Like,
yeah. I do want the power to be able to slice through a city bus as it's roaring down on me.
That'd be nice.
Just to cut it right in half.
So in there, was that Patrick Stewart saying we should tell him the truth?
It
that
sounded
was
like it.
absolutely Patrick Stewart.
So is this like a Professor X?
He is credited in the cast as Patrick Stewart Charles Xavier.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
So they're finally going to start bridging that?
Yeah, there's another version of the trailer. I think that was the first trailer, maybe. The more recent one showed his actual wheelchair from X-Men.
Holy cow. I didn't realize I had not seen the trailer, but when I heard the voice, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so that's super exciting then. That is super exciting.
And they're going to be doing a ton with this movie because they're bringing in another new hero, America Chavez, who in the comics is like a multiverse hopping hero. And yeah, we're going to be getting a lot there. There's going to be a continuation of the Baron Mordo's storyline. We saw him in the trailer, so he's going to be coming after Strange. It looked like we've got giant tentacle monsters. There's no telling where this thing is going to go in that trailer.
Cool.
That always concerns me when you're talking about giant tentacles and saying you don't know where they're going to go.
Oh, don't worry, Joe. You've seen that hentai.
All right. Well, let's move right along here. Let's jump into Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That's coming out fairly soon too. So here we go.
She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck. Every time I'm leaving on you, you don't make it easy, no. Wish I could be
Miles! Miles! You got a minute?
Oh! What? Whoa, Gwen? How did she... How did you get... How have you been?
It's a long story. Is this the room you grew up in?
It is, but my dorm room is very adult.
Right. No, of course. Hey, are these your drawings?
What? No,
Oh,
no.
they're good. I missed you too.
Okay. So, what are you doing here? I mean, I thought I'd never see you again.
Want to get out of here?
I'm grounded.
Bummer.
What?
Is Spider-Man grounded?
I mean, I
All right.
I'm
there you have it.
I'm really excited for this one.
I'm mixed because I don't... The animation style of where that ended up at the last part there is a bit jarring.
Yes.
Real jarring.
Yes.
I'm guessing that's going to be a transitional sequence.
Yeah, that's what I'm
some sort of-
hoping is a transitional, but like if that is
it,
I don't know what to think. I'm thrown off by that. However, I'm
I don't think
excited
that'll
for
be it.
what the premise is going to be. So,
Well,
but
I mean, a good guess is the actual Spider-Verse event in the Marvel comics, where they're like across the multiverse. There are all these different Spider-Men, and then there's like a kind of a multiversal predator that's hunting them down and feeding on them. And like individually, any single Spider-Man is able to be easily overpowered by these beings, and that's why they're like going through the multiverse, joining forces. So that's the Spider-Verse event, or the first Spider-Verse event anyway, in Marvel Comics.
I wonder if we could take bets on how many times that guy with the Guinness record.
We'll watch this. Charles, you want to tell us about, because our listeners may not be familiar with this. What's the story with this guy?
Well, I don't know the complete story, but evidently some guy watched the last Spider-Man movie. Was it 292 times?
Yeah, let's see. I think that's pretty much right.
And got himself in the Guinness
292 times. And so the deal is
no bathroom breaks.
He spent 4 months watching the film 292 times in cinemas. And now in order to qualify for the Guinness World Records for most in-theater viewings of one movie, he was not allowed to take bathroom breaks during the movie or participate in any other activity until the credits finished rolling. Theaters were required to issue a written statement to confirm Atlantis had followed the rules. According to the publication, he would watch up to 5 screenings of the movie per day and spent an estimated $3,400 on tickets. And now this is not the first time he has broken such a record. In 2019, he set the first such record by watching Avengers Endgame 191 times. And Seth, I think you had a good observation there. At what point does it just make sense to buy your own theater?
Yeah.
Well, $3,400 isn't that much.
Well, no, but I mean,
much.
Well, you can't buy your own theater with it.
You could build one.
Yeah, but across several different movies of trying to. Like,
well, listen,
man.
I'll bet our friend Bill Hedges did not spend $3,000, $4,000 building his in-basement movie studio.
You could build one for that.
Right.
Yeah, I'll bet they don't count that though.
No, that wouldn't be counted as an official in theater because it wouldn't be probably sanctioned as an official theater. I suppose.
But this accomplishment is more or less meaningless. It's just how much are you willing to spend, and are you willing to throw away that much time
of your life?
Yeah, because you can't do anything else.
The most I've gone to see a movie repeatedly, and I am embarrassed to say this, but like Star Wars Episode 1, I saw maybe 5 times in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most I've ever gone to see repeatedly. Usually, I'll go see something 2, maybe 3 times if I really, really loved it. But like beyond 5, it was just kind of silly. It was
I think I went to see Armageddon in theaters around like 10 times.
Yeah.
Because
go ahead.
Not because it was a great movie, but because I had free tickets all the time. Because I was working at McDonald's at the time, and they had a promotion where all the fry containers came with one of those little pull-out things, and you could win free tickets to the movie. And one of the containers might have fallen on the ground, so we couldn't give them to customers.
Yeah, you can't give that out.
No, it was an accident.
Right. Well, for me, it was the first Star Wars movie when it came out, what we now know as Episode 4. And that I probably saw 19 times in the theater.
Because it was so different from what we were used to at the time.
I mean, that
it
was just groundbreaking. You just had never seen anything like that at the time. So, of course, nowadays, those kinds of movies are, come out monthly, right? But
rarely
back
we get
then it was
groundbreaking ones, but yeah, we have a lot of similar type of movies pretty regularly now. So
yeah. So, but I can't see seeing anything 292 times.
I'd
Wasting
be
that much
sleeping
money.
through it.
I mean, five screenings a day.
At a certain,
and that's
he's
not
voluntarily
a short movie.
Clockwork
10
Orangeing
hours.
himself. I would
What does
think.
he do for work?
I
Did
would
they
think
cover what
100 times. I'd
Right.
then see if I saw a Spider-Man picture, I'd be in the fetal position at that point.
Right.
Just
when do you just start dreaming the movie, like the whole movie? Like when
I'd say after probably the first 50.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then
Couldn't do it.
just all you do is speak in quotes from the movie, like that episode of Star Trek.
I don't think that was a short movie either.
No, it's a 3-hour movie.
Oh,
wow!
That's 15 hours.
I know.
Yeah,
a
day.
He wakes up, starts going to the movie, and then goes to bed after he's seen the movie 5 times.
I mean, this guy probably has to live in his mother's basement because he wouldn't have time to take care of a house, mow his yard. He can't have a girlfriend.
For work. Where's he getting money to pay for that?
Right.
If he's all this time?
I'm assuming that he's like some rich kid's or rich parents' kid.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. All right. Well, we're getting kind of long into time here. I just wanted to jump real quick over to Chris, and he's seen the Batman. I'm not going to show the trailer because
don't worry about the trailer.
About 3 minutes. But Chris, why don't you tell us about it? Sum it up. What'd you think?
Yeah. So as Seth knows, I like everything that I watch. So I thought it was great. But I will say this: the tape they had for Patterson in this to play the Batman, he didn't get as bulky as the previous Batmans. He's definitely bigger than he was, and he's from Harry Potter, he's from Twilight, but in this he's definitely matured and grown into playing the Batman. So that was very good. But they also had a very emo take on this younger Batman. This film takes place 2 years into him becoming the Batman. But what's different here is it takes almost a page out of the Gotham series in terms of how Batman interacts and deals with the gangs around town, Falcone, and whatnot, and the development of the Penguin and how the transition of powers happens. The Riddler being involved in this. By the way, if you're not aware, the Penguin is played by Colin Farrell, who looks completely different. You wouldn't know it. And a little tidbit on him: to test his makeup, he actually went out, I guess, to a couple of coffee shops afterwards, and nobody knew it was him. And he said the only thing he got was like strange stares. Right? People were like, "Who is this guy in this makeup?" And no one realized, what actor it was. So, that was his test for success there. But the film was good. The storyline was really good. It was long. It was 3 hours, and it was full though from the story. They didn't leave any gaps really. They left it open to do more films, as most Batman movies do. But it was. I think the only shortcoming in the film was probably I wish they had done more with Alfred. In this, Alfred's clearly, especially as an actor, the guy who plays him, I forget his name. I'll have to pull it up later. But him as an actor could have done more, I think. So you left him a bit short, and I think they gave. Yes.
What was
he's
that?
Andy Serkis.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He's very capable. I think he's done a lot of good films, and he I wish his character played a larger role. I think they put too much emphasis on Catwoman in this film. She is a big player of it, but she had there was some imbalance there. Everyone else was kind of well-rounded in the screen time that they got, but it was good. It was a good film. I found nothing to hate about it when I got to the end. It was a good story. They didn't pull the, we need a Snyder cut or anything like that, where so much was cut out that you kind of had gaps or anything. So.
And did you see that in the theater or a streaming?
No, I watched it when it came out on HBO Max.
Okay.
So I initially wanted to go see it in the theater and just didn't somehow find the time. If it's still in theater, I would honestly still go see it in theater. So for me, I like having that experience on those films. The big screen is a big thing for me. So, but yeah, no, I watched it at home on HBO Max, and no complaints there. Some of the cinematography was a little bit different. They did a lot of weird blur effects and some bokeh in some scenes that I thought was a bit much. They do taper off on that as you get maybe to the second half of the film. Maybe after they were screening the first half, they're like, we can't keep doing that. It's a little bit distracting. But it does start out with some weird visual type of blurring effects to get you to focus on certain areas of the screen. And we didn't need that help. And so I'll say in the first third, maybe half of the movie, it was frankly annoying. But and you'll notice it when you see it, because you're like, my eyes are trying to focus on something and you're intentionally blurring it out in the shittiest method possible.
Oh no.
Like it was not good in that respect. So but again, they just stopped doing it later, which is good. I think someone went in and slapped someone in the hand, was like, okay, you know what, that's not working, stop doing it.
Right.
So but otherwise the film was good. It was a bit dark when it started out. From a cinematography perspective, but that's Batman, right? Those movies tend to be dark. So, but if you don't have a bright TV, there are some scenes that are not going to come through well for you. So I think a big screen might be like going to see it in the theater might be the best viewing experience. But the way this is filmed, you do need a high quality TV, in my opinion, to actually see some of the cool things that they're doing with it.
All right.
So what I'm curious about is are they connecting this in any meaningful way to the DCEU, or is this effectively a standalone new series?
Nope, it's like the older standalone Batmans. Forget the DC universe in this. This is purely focused a lot like, again, it's like taking a page out of the Gotham series that they did and adapting it, basically fast forward to Bruce growing up now and being the Batman from the Gotham series, and then that's what you get. They just took that and made it into a film. Is how I feel that the whole movie. I had inklings of like Gotham of the TV series.
I think I would prefer it if they would have connected it to Gotham officially.
Yeah, they didn't, but that's the feeling I got out of watching it. So it made me think of the Gotham series and no other DC Universe inklings or any of the historic Batmans or anything. So from that aspect, I thought it was done really well.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, thank you for that recap.
Mm-hmm.
Look forward to checking that out. So, well, I hope you all enjoyed today's show. If you want to message us in the comments, let us know of the upcoming or currently out series or movies that are coming, for which trailers we showed today, what you're looking forward to seeing the most, or if you're currently watching one of them and you happen to like it, let us know what you're thinking about it. And on that note, we'll say stream on. That's what we like to say here on the Galactic Driftwood podcast, right, Seth?
Sure.
Right,
Stream
Seth?
on, Bill. Stream on. Or if we want you to shut up, do we just say stream off?
Stream off.
That's the one.
Nice.
All right. Well, again, thanks for tuning in, folks, and we will see you next time. Take care and have a good week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Galactic Driftwood podcast. For more information and past episodes, please visit our website at galacticdriftwood.space or subscribe to us on YouTube. And now, please deactivate your cranial downlinks, collect your towels, and be sure to watch your step as you exit our gravity well.